Well, welcome to another session on how to use searches in Tutortrac for administrators at satellite campuses of MATC. So let's go to the search window. We go up here next to the hour, do the magnifying glass, hit visits. And we get today's schedule, today's attendance. This can always be good to look at for quick check for mistakes, but we're probably going to go back and look at a certain time range and look for errors. So let's pick a window, pick a time range. You could use words like this week, last month, this year, or you can pick a date range like I'm doing here. And then we're going to take a look at a particular campus. And let's just see what we get for 2 weeks at West Campus. All right, we can sort this data as we've shown before. Let's sort it by the tutor, which is the consultant field. And let's just start looking through for blank fields. So I'm going to advance up to another page, take another quick look. You're going to want to look at every page and look for blank entries to see if anything is missing. Curious enough, we didn't have any missing consultant names. That's a good thing. That means we don't have too many logins that were automatically logged out by Tutortrac. And we'll just check another one here and see if we see any anomalies. Well, this looks pretty good. One might be left to think that things are all wonderful, but we may have to dig a little deeper here. So we're going to avoid using the location field because this obviously isn't finding any errors. So let's try something like the subject field. And of course we want to limit this to walk-ins because the satellite campuses only do walk-ins. Well, we see we have a bunch of entries without a tutor. Now, some of these are downtown, so that's something for people downtown to look at, but we also have one entry here without any center, so we'd have a little trouble figuring who this tutor is, the student is, and who they might be seeing. But if we click on the event here and we take a look at the visits for this student, we might have an idea who they've been seeing. Well, looks like it's West Campus, Robert Seelman and Colin Castor. That would be something for someone at West Campus to figure out who they saw and correct that. Also make sure that West Campus is put into that field. Well, we also see here that Colin Castor has some visits without West Campus selected. So the previous search that we did on the West Campus would have left these visits out. So you can see the location field is empty. We can fill that in and correct that. Let's go to another page in this search and see if anything else interesting comes up. Of course, we're going to get people from other campuses here. Oh, we have some entries here for David King, who is a tutor on the West Campus. So this is a good search to find out where location field was not filled in. Of course, this could all be due to the kiosk being set up improperly or the tutor doing quick visits. In the future, quick visits should automatically have the campus selected for tutors. So this problem should be diminished next semester for you. Another way to find errors in the data is to do a search on your tutor names. And yes, this could be a long list, but you'll find out pretty quickly as you go through which tutors are the ones that have the most issues with getting the fields filled in properly and those that don't. So let's pick again the time range, or the date range, and let's try a tutor using the wildcard to minimize our chance of error in typing. And here we have visits for Tina Macon, and looking for issues here. We see that a whole lot of entries here are missing the West Campus under the center field. Check another tutor. Let's try a tutor at South Campus here. Same date range, different tutor name. We can also see that there are some location fields missing. So this is another way to find issues in your Tutortrac entries. Another search you can do to find errors is to limit your search to a certain center. So let's try Science Walk-In. And let's leave out all the visits by the tutors. So we'll put the is work as false. Now we will get all the campuses in a search like this, so you'll have to slog through some of the data and see what applies to you and which doesn't. Well, when we left out the tutor field, we find some more blank entries. We have a couple here at South Campus, a bunch in Milwaukee campus. Again, we have to find out who they might have belonged to. So very important to check out those fields. Oh, and we have some entries here where the subject field is missing. That's something to try to fill out. This could be useful in searches. It's not as important as the location field or the work field or the walk-in field. Those things have to be, those are fields that you use a lot in your searches. There's another entry here for Nathan Stanley, who didn't pick a location. So here's another search. We're going to look at business walk-in. You might be advised to check all 5 areas to see where mistakes are. It's, as we know from the first search, using the location field, we will not find all the mistakes that are lingering in the Tutortrac records. So here we have a couple of business walk-ins without a center. Makes it a little harder to find out who the tutor might have been. Again, we can click on the page number field, pick a page. You will want to look through every page. I'm just going quickly through this to look for anomalies. Here's some more here. Some entries without West Campus picked for Pauline Rosenblatt, who is a accounting tutor at the West Campus. So these are all little tips on how to find errors in your data and give you an opportunity to correct them to get the data in Tutortrac as accurate for your campus as possible.